Please be seated. Dear family, friends, and students, welcome to the 2016 Middle School Promotion Ceremony. Today serves as a chance for us to reflect on the past few years, celebrate accomplishments, and recognize the tremendous growth that has happened in all of the 8th grade students. This promotion that you go through today has truly been earned. Last week I had an impromptu conversation with Reed on the playground after school. Reed mentioned to me how much more difficult 9th grade would be compared to 8th grade, and it got us into a conversation that I think is important for all of the 8th graders to hear. If you compare a 9th grade math problem to an 8th grade math problem, or a 9th grade essay assignment to an 8th grade essay assignment, you're correct, there is a difference in difficulty. I would also argue, however, that none of you would balk at reading a young adult novel, yet it is certainly more difficult than reading a children's book. Therefore, the difficulty level of the assignment is not the only factor, nor would I say it is even the main factor. The main factor is you, and you're a much different student than you were when you first entered Taws Hall. You're part of a group of students who have painted masterpieces, written novels, spoken in front of a theater full of people, engineered flying machines and launching devices, acted in a play, some of you even using a British accent. You've factored a quadratic, you've conversed in a foreign language with native speakers, and shortly some of you will have completed a homestay in France. That's only a small sample of the accomplishments of this grade, and I would argue that for most of us in the audience, myself included, many of those tasks would seem impossible if we were asked to do them today. So why do I tell you this? I tell you this because too often we let ourselves get in our own way of all the things that we can accomplish. We let fear creep in, we convince ourselves that we can't do it, and we stop short of excellence. I want to celebrate that excellence today. I want to celebrate the amazing foundation that your parents, teachers, and coaches have helped provide. But most importantly, I want you to think about what you will do with that foundation. 9th grade provides a wealth of new opportunities, and we've all seen that you have the skills to take advantage of them. Think for a second again about the difference between the young adult novel and the children's book. Even though the children's book may be easier, I doubt that I would ever see any of you with Goodnight Moon, The Very Hungry Caterpillar, or The Cat in the Hat as your free reading book. Enjoy this morning's ceremony, and I hope the experiences that you had in middle school inspire you to strive for greater challenges beyond. At this time, I'd like to invite up Ms. Cece Liner to begin our awards presentation.
If I was here to strictly give an Algebra 1 award, it would go to Eric Plum. He rocked it all year. And he finished with a flawless exam. That's a perfect exam. And I put a few hard ones in there, just to separate the stars from the superstar. And he's a superstar. Student take both geometry and algebra 2. She earned an A+ in both. This is unprecedented. She's truly a natural mathematician who catches on to new concepts effortlessly, loves the subject, and can work with both speed and accuracy. She's not here today, but her name is Zoe Fury.
Thank you all for coming today. The Science Award is being given to a science student who is always inquisitive, always searching, and always repeating their trials in quest for accurate results. They routinely squeeze every minute out of each and every lab, trying to go one step further towards discovery. And I hope to one day do an all-expenses paid trip to Oslo, Norway, to personally give him his Nobel Prize in recognition of the Gantt principle. Congratulations, staff.
Hello. First off, I'd like to thank the faculty, all your parents, and the 8th grade for being so welcoming to me this year as a new teacher at O'Neill. The History Award this year goes to a student who not only was polite, dependable, I could always rely on, but no matter what was going on after school, was always on top and independently making sure they got their work done on their own. I had a lot of great kids to choose from, but this award this year is going to Sam Henry.
Many different skills are necessary to excel in English. One must be a good creative and expository writer. One must be able to learn and use new vocabulary words. One must be able to speak articulately and contribute to class discussions. One must be able to understand sentence structure, grammar, and mechanics. One must be able to comprehend and analyze a wide variety of literature. Although I've seen many students excel in one or more of these areas, one student stands out. She was a state Young Authors winner and a Drapathon contestant. She wrote part of her VFW essay at the All-School Assembly, sang the lyric poem she wrote, played Drummond in Inherit the Wind, and she played all these roles with poise. She also created a beautiful book for a capstone project. She actually likes and understands grammar, and finally, she has an amazing way with words and can paint images that impress the reader in whatever genre she is writing. It's my great pleasure to present the English Award to Sarah Masick.
Good morning. I had the great privilege and pleasure of teaching a small class of only 8 students in Spanish this year, and each of these students brought their own unique talents, sense of humor, and good attitudes to class every day. We laughed a lot in this class. But I chose this young lady to receive this award because she's a silent leader. She's a hard worker, and whenever I was looking for a correct answer, I could always look to her because I know she put in the work ahead of time. So this year's award is presented to Hannah Keller.
Morning. Out of a remarkably strong group of 8th grade French students, this student stands apart, not for his excellent grade, nor even for his superior mastery of the mechanics of the French language, both of which he indeed has. His excellence shines in his drive to seek out opportunities which enrich his French far beyond the classroom. And so I would often find myself listening to his response in class and thinking to myself, hold on a minute, I didn't teach him that particular expression, did I? Hang on. They haven't learned that grammar structure yet, have they? Well, no, they hadn't, but this particular student clearly had, on his own, unbidden. So for his love of the French language that pushed him to go beyond, for the accuracy of his written work, for his unusual ease with the spoken word, and for the authenticity and beauty of his accent and delivery, I'm delighted to present this year's O'Neill Middle School French Award to William Say.
The Music Award goes to someone who's been with me for 3 years, since 6th grade. Since she started, she has become very comfortable in the spotlight. but she also never minds sharing the spotlight. She's always a team player, a beautiful singer, a wonderful dancer, and most recently a piano student. The music award goes to Nyasha Konsai.
Good morning. Mrs. K could not be here today, so I'd like to present the Theater Award on her behalf. This year, 8th grade theater students learned to audition and set a cast for the play, as well as design costumes, staging, and lighting cues. In addition to their role as directors in the middle school play, some of our 8th grade students also served as cast and technical crew for the play, with 2 of them playing double roles. Mrs. K was amazed at the creativity, ingenuity, and hard work that the class displayed over the course of the semester. With an entire group of hardworking, enthusiastic students, it was very difficult to commend one above the others. So first, I would like to thank the entire class on Mrs. K's behalf. I hope the entire theater class will join me now in recognizing Sydney Maynard for her excellence in the dramatic arts. The Headmaster Gallery Award is presented to a student for his or her outstanding achievements in art. Choosing just one student this year was a challenge because I had so many talented and hardworking students in class. I have had the pleasure of teaching this year's 8th grade class for 3 years. I have seen them grow so much, and I have witnessed amazing talent, such as one student's drawing ability that left us all speechless, another student who has developed her skills in animation, and an art capstone project that went above and beyond the requirements for the class, with a creative and beautiful display. The student who was chosen for this award always arrived to class earlier on time, gave her best effort, willingly took my suggestions with never any complaints, even though I pushed her to keep working and developing her art at times. She had the patience and was willing to work through the challenges and problem solving that was necessary to achieve a high level with her art. She has much natural talent with a beautiful, delicate style and the ability to focus on fine details. She has chosen her future career path in the arts as well. I am proud to present this year's Headmaster Gallery Award to Nyasha Konsai.
At this time, it's my great pleasure to award Citizenship Awards to deserving 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. Citizenship Awards are given at the faculty's discretion to those students who have exemplified outstanding citizenship throughout the year. In the 6th grade, I'd like to recognize 2 students, Jerusha Batova Curlin and George Andrew Casey. In the 7th grade, Tyler Christopher Jordan and Christina Lynn Landers. In the 8th grade, Emily Elizabeth Best and and Reed Hartman Toss.
The O'Neill Effort Award is presented to one student in each grade who best demonstrates hard work and determination in pursuit of classroom excellence. This morning, I'm very pleased to award to 6th grader Ailish Lynn O'Brien. In 7th grade, I'm proud to award it to Taylor Mintz Edrington. And in 8th grade, to Haley Elizabeth Sager.
The J. Gardner Dodd Award is presented to the one student who exemplifies improvement in the areas of attitude and scholastic achievement. This is presented to a student who works hard, is steadfast, and perseveres. Gray Betts Woodard.
Good morning. The James R. Miles Award is presented to the student who best displays qualities of determination, unselfishness, cooperation, enthusiasm, and involvement in daily school life. This person should personify the O'Neill student at his or her best, one of whom we are proud of, and for whom we have great respect and affection for. The James R. Miles Award goes to a student that I want to be when I grow up, and that's Nyasha Kozai.
Good morning and congratulations to all of the 8th graders. The Head of School Achievement Award is presented to the student in each grade who has the highest grade point average. I'm delighted to recognize these young scholars. In grade 6, Clinton Kessler Atkinson. The Head of School Achievement Award for 7th grade goes to Molly Elizabeth Kuzma. And the Head of School Achievement Award for the 8th grade goes to Isabella Grace King.
Each year, the 8th grade votes to select an 8th grade speaker to represent the group. And at this point, I'd like to invite up Sam Henry, who is chosen this year to represent the 8th grade.
As a member of this year's 8th grade class, I would like to welcome the parents, guests, family members, faculty, and teachers. As you start off your 6th grade year in middle school, you are anxious, excited, and a little bit scared. As with many things in life, you begin at what seems like the bottom and climb toward what you think is the top. As your 6th grade year proceeds, you say, wow, this isn't as bad as I thought it would be. You make new friends and meet new interesting people who challenge you. And these challenges are critical to your growth as a student and really make you strive to succeed. Whether it is finding a new way to work a problem or finding out more about a certain topic, people with different talents and ideas really make a positive impact on you. As the 7th grade year starts, you feel more comfortable with the whole thought of middle school. You're almost halfway there. Even as 7th graders, you look up to the 8th graders and cannot wait to be in their position, as you are now nestled in the middle of the pack. When the 8th grade year commences, you are finally at the top and you have made it. You look at the 6th graders and it seems that you are in their position just yesterday. You have gone from lower school leaders to middle school leaders in the blink of an eye. Throughout the 3 years, I know we have developed close bonds with our classmates, and as you glance over to the person to your left or right, you will see the individuals who have made your middle school years very special. It is not only your classmates and friends that help make memories, but of course your teachers, administrators, and coaches as well. Mr. Motto inspires us with what is always a positive attitude. Coach Keel cares enough about our tennis team to take us to UNC matches on his own time on the weekends. Miss Jan works hard to keep us all on the right track. And Miss Wolfman is the person who pushes you to achieve and do your best. These are simply a few of the many examples. The individuals who make the school a reality give you opportunities to get the most out of middle school education, and you have to choose to take those opportunities to better yourself. We have made inside jokes like "yee" that keep us laughing throughout the year. We have enjoyed Mama Liner's sport reports every morning after a game, or Crawford reports, which let us know how our son is doing in college. Our school trips also hold some special memories. We taught all of our teachers the latest dance moves. We all learned not to let Joseph ever make popcorn again, as he managed to set a fire that tripped the hotel alarms and wake up half the people in the building. Last of all, in one of the most sacred and secure places in the entire United States government, the Library of Congress, Murphy proceeded to inadvertently smuggle a Nerf gun through security, forgetting that he had it in his bag. These things really made our trip memorable, to say the least. It is the amazing range of personalities in the school that help it stand out as a great institution. Some students are fantastic equestrians, some excel at science and music, some are tremendous writers or artists, and I wish each and every one of these people good luck and continued success as they start off their new chapter in their life called high school. Once again, we will begin our academic years at the bottom as freshmen, but the tools we have gained as middle school students at O'Neill will certainly help us rise to the top all over again. Winston Churchill once said that success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. I think that this quote is a quote that can summarize middle school very well and will impact you going on to high school. We have completed the middle school years, but we are not even close to being done with our educations yet. There are always new challenges on the horizon throughout life, and high school is just one of many. There's an entire lifetime of learning ahead of us, and not simply in school, but also in reading books on our own, and watching films, and reading the news, and in experiencing new things. A person's success should never be final. On the other hand, if you do not do well on something like a paper, a test, an academic or athletic competition, or with anything else, you should always remember that failure is not fatal. This means that you should never give up, although something might not have met your expectations or gone your way. In fact, making mistakes is something that everyone does and is really a crucial part of learning. Having the courage to continue and move on from these hardships is what makes you successful. And I would like to thank my classmates for giving me the opportunity to speak today. And I would also like to sincerely thank the teachers and members of the O'Neill family for everything they've done for us. And lastly, I hope that everyone has a great summer.
Well said, Sam. Thank you. At this time, we'll begin the individual recognition for the promotion of the members of the class of 2020. I'm proud to invite up Christy Wolferman to read the names of the class, and would the first row please rise.
Nicole Adam. Lupita Ambrose Cortez. Charlotte Cates. Will Cooper. Lily Corcoran. Joseph Daly. Chandler Dozier. Ethan Ellis. Sarah Elmore. Brooke Philby. Ellie Furstein. Taft Gant. Lily Gutschmidt. Claire Healy. Sam Henry. Eric Helen. Cindy Lee Howell. Isabella Johannes. Emma Johnson. Hannah Keller. Isabella King. Nyasha Kodzai. Caroline Blanchard. Andrew excuse me, Andrew Lewis. Sarah Massey. Sydney Maynard. Patrick McMurray. Haley Niedenthal. Juliette Naveau. Sydney Osario. Wesley Pollard. Hugh Poston. Joey Pritchard. Haley Sager. William Say. Billy Schauber. Riley Stromberg. Reed Toss. Murphy Thompson. Christina Trexler. Emily Best. Natalie Williams. Ray Woodard. Sonia Woolley. Jada Worthen. Congratulations.
Congratulations again, 8th graders, for this accomplishment. And thank you to everyone on stage and in the audience who helped get them to this point. In closing, I'd like to share one final thought. All year I've been thinking about what it is that defines this group of 8th graders. It's such a diverse group with so many different talents and personalities. But one feeling always seemed to emanate from the group. That feeling was joy. It was a group that really enjoyed their time in middle school. I'll never forget the laughter I heard sharing a wall with Miss Wolferman's English class, nor the singing out here from Miss Birdsall's musically themed history unit. Having my office in between those two classrooms sometimes was a little distracting, but for good reasons. I won't forget the stories of this year's DC trip, the willingness of everyone to actually dance at the school dances, nor the energy at our sporting events. I won't forget that poor tree that never quite made it despite the best efforts of an advisory. And I won't forget the bus ride home from Quail Haven, laughing about trying to teach card games to the residents there. These all speak to the personality of the grade, but beyond simply enjoying the time themselves, this group continually went out of their way to spread that joy. From Miss Cagle's surprise birthday lunch, to a mysterious Mrs. Claus handing out candy to the entire school one morning in December, you embodied the following quote from photographer James Vanderzee. "Happiness is a perfume. You can't pour it on someone else without getting a few drops on yourself." I think it is only fitting that this year the 8th grade has asked if they could close the ceremony with something special. This is not something that is in the program, but at this moment I would like to invite up Christina Trexler and Jada Worthington.
Aristotle said that educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. For the last 12 years, Ms. Wolferman has devoted her heart and soul into teaching at Oak. She has made a difference in every one of our lives in the middle school and has given advice that we will cherish forever. So on behalf of the entire middle school, I would like to thank you and present to you a signed picture of the class of 2020.
Thank you, ladies, and thank you to the grade for again impressing us with a show of kindness that reflects excellently on the type of people that you have become. Before we dismiss, I will say I've never had to turn down so many requests trying to fit nice things into the last couple weeks of school. It was really phenomenal that I had to deny about 4 different things that we just couldn't fit in that were all student generated, and this was an idea from the grade. So thank you. All right, thank you for a very professional ceremony. Please rise now for the reception.